Hey everybody, welcome back to Shorty Car Mods. The beanie is back. Not for sale, still don't have a date for that, but again, just building up hype for Quality Content 2.0. It'll happen sometime at qualitycontent.com, but again, the website's not set up yet, but just get hype. Also, check out the like button down below the video. Give it a click. It's good times, and let's start off with number 19. What the heck is this Mickey Mouse short? TikTok car mod that is actually good. You know it's good with a thumbs up. Straight carbon fiber style exhaust tailpipe tip muffler tips bolt clamp on for trucks, cars with LED light, 2.5-inch inlet exhaust tip, 4-inch outlet red LED. It's like when you see YouTube content that's for little kids and the title of the video is just a bunch of non-coherent gibberish keywords. Always gotta love Amazon products with that in the title. They're trying to capture every possible SEO that you could possibly have. Anyway, all right, now that we know what it is. Oh, I see, it's just exhaust tips with a red light. So that if you're driving in a car behind, it'll just be like, why does that person have brake lights that are down at the ground? Are they braking? Oh, they're not braking because now their actual brake lights just went on, and then you can be really confused by it, and it's probably not actually legal. So, yeah, nah, maybe not. I'm not sure I agree with TikTok car mod that is actually good. He really just put some rubber bands around his wheels. Okay, I'm glad to know that the title isn't being literal because that would be not a good idea. Like someone has their tires all the way worn down and they're like, instead of buying new tires, that's pretty expensive. Rubber bands, those are rubber. I can just put those around the tire and it'll be good as new. Perfect. Please don't ever do this. It's like a skateboard wheel. You can barely see the tire around the thing. In fairness, most cars these days have pretty low profile tires. It's kind of just, it's the in trend. This seems extreme. I didn't actually know they got this low profile, but I mean, I like skateboarding, long distances, sitting on my butt on this skateboard. Hopefully you got some nice soft suspension, nice free flowing exhaust. You know, the reason why people delete their mufflers and even go as far as like straight piping, which because you're removing the cats isn't actually allowed, but people do it and then they'll put the cats back when they actually go to take it in for a smog. There's back pressure. Back pressure is caused by having those things like catalytic converters and mufflers in between your exhaust headers and the tailpipe of the car. What you're doing here by braiding your exhaust pipe is very likely creating some more back pressure, which is usually the opposite of what you're trying to accomplish by modifying your exhaust. But I guess at least this way, if somebody really gets under the back of your car and it's like, oh, what you got under there, dude? How'd you mod it? They'll be like, wow, I've never seen braided exhaust before. Why don't more people do this? I can't figure it out. It's definitely stock. It just kind of looks like a Squidward nose has been attached to the front of the car. Okay, they put a ladder on the back of the car too. Okay, it's got it. I saw the front and I was like, oh no. And then I saw the back and I was like, okay, it's satire at this point. Nobody puts trash cans on their exhaust and a ladder as a wing or a sawhorse or whatever the heck it is, a DIY frame ladder thing. No one does that to be serious. I refuse to believe. In which case, nice job. You made it to the sub. You accomplished what you set out to do. Someone took it seriously and they posted it here. More TikTok clowns. Is this another one of best TikTok car mods ever? Are you playing the instrument of your wheels with your key? Oh no. It's a hovercraft again. It's like this high off the ground. Also, I just like, why do you have the pipe sticking so far out of the end? That's what I don't understand. You just like make it so if you have to take a steep driveway, not only you're already going to destroy every other bit of the underside of your car, but then you have this final insult to injury as your tailpipes just bend. Why? Why do you do this? God, I hope you can actually, you have airbags in there and you could lift the car up. Also, like, there's got to be no suspension travel. The wheels, they're so high up in there. There's no chance. It's a skateboard. It's a skateboard that has less clearance than a skateboard. I feel like Florida mods should have its own sub. Hey man, donks are classic. How you gonna hate on donks? Are these the skinniest wheels and tires that have ever existed though? Bro, this is like some wagon wheels. Does a horse tow that thing along? Because I don't know how that's going anywhere. If that thing hits dirt, it probably disintegrates. These things are like, They're like this wide. You might as well have just gotten some like wooden wagon wheels on there. At least they'd be cheaper to replace. I feel like that's not going to work very well. But hey, you know, it's not exactly a donk, but it's nice. They have some like matching painted aspects of the wheel. A couple of them are just missing. Ignore that. You let your brain fill them in. If it's moving fast, you don't notice. Only in Alabama can you see the Daltima, a Dodge Dakota wrecked in front and the Nissan Altima wrecked in the back, combined together to make this half American, half Japanese ute. Now, when you say that it wrecked, like you actually salvaged the body parts of two different cars that were in a wreck and you Frankenstein's monstered them together, that sounds ingenious. Okay? You either had two cars that were going to the scrapyard and were just going to be wasted. Instead, you have the cumulative total of one car that went to the scrapyard, got trashed, and you were able to salvage the other. That's so ingenious. How can you possibly hate on that? There's less waste out there in the world because of this person's project, and it looks cool. When you can only afford half of the lift kit, it seems a little dangerous. Maybe they just, what they do is they just lift it when they actually go to park, and hopefully they drive it with it totally flat. But this way, at least it gets some attention in the parking lot. And in order to get additional attention, they make sure to park straddling two spaces so that they get both good attention from people who somehow think that's cool and bad attention from people who are like, really? You just parked in two spaces right there. Do you have to do that? Really? Yeah, cool. I guess you kind of, yeah, you've really made the wheels are quite wide. So you get both good and bad. That's all they care about is attention. Doesn't matter what kind. Just painted my calipers. Going big turbo soon. Big things coming in 2021. Stay tuned. Big things. Spray paint, air fresheners. Oh yeah, dude. Those are pretty slick. I always love when I see those on cars. It just looks like an antenna. You know those little shark fin antennas that you get on cars? It just looks like you put a bunch of those on. Like, why do you want to put more antennas on your car? It's not gonna make it faster. It's not a surfboard. It's not like suddenly just gonna be able to control itself a lot more because it has these weird little fins that you just taped on all over the place. I don't think that's how aerodynamics works, but I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but yep. Heck yeah, dude. I don't know if this has already been posted. Oh, that's definitely not what I expected. Looked like pretty standard to the driver's seat, and then it's like, whoa, okay. Was that a Geo Metro? Yeah, it's a Geo Metro. Heck yeah, dude. Don't see those too often. All right, a little bit of a ding from the back. It's got a little bit of wear and tear, some good use as you would expect to see out of a Geo Metro, an extended wheelbase Geo Metro. That thing can like scale some really big inclines. Got incredible cooling there at the front. Got something to ram other stuff. Yeah, sick project car, dude. Absolutely. Carolina squat and all. Drive fast. Eat ass. Also, it's a Tahoe, in case you didn't know. It looks like something must have brushed off the T and the A. I'm sure they're planning to get that part of the badge put back on once they take it in for the next oil change or something like that. Just those darn kids going around taking the T and A off of the Tahoe badges. Can't believe they would do a thing like that at all. Do they have an Instagram? Oh my goodness. I can't see what it is, and I'm very disappointed that it's not visible because definitely, I only follow a few accounts on Instagram. This would definitely be a new one to add to the collection, but it's so sad that I can't read it. Not enough pixels. God, how am I ever going to recover from this? Moose antler and denim jeans boot in a Jeep. Seems like a good way to get a splinter while you're driving. When it said boot, I figured that there was going to be like the boot of the car. The trunk was going to be like covered in denim and have a bunch of moose antlers sticking out of it for aesthetic. This is definitely not what I expected. The shift lever. Is it called a boot? Is the shift lever ever called a boot? I've never heard it referred to that as well. I've heard the boot referred to as a boot. But anyway, I guess, wait, it's not wood though. It's a moose antler. So I guess it probably won't give you a splinter. Antlers don't give splinters, right? Hey man, if it's a really stiff shift lever, maybe it gives you the leverage that you need in order to move it, along with like really long travel times so that you get the full range of motion of your arm. It's a good workout when you're rowing the gears. You are literally rowing the gears. It's basically like you're rowing, and that way, one of your arms will get a fantastic workout on the way to your destination. I don't know what to say. Russians are a different breed. Yes, something. I do not know how to read this, unfortunately, but what are they doing? Oh my goodness. They're going to put multiple wheels on every wheel? This very impressive circus car. Okay. Don't really think this counts as shorty car mods. This is impressive car mods. This is not what I signed up for. I signed up to make fun of things, not be like, wow. So the first one makes go forward. Second one's going to be going backwards. Third one's going to be going forward. Wait, what? They were driving in reverse. Why did they do 4? What the heck? Am I doing this right? Okay, so you're in drive. The first set's gonna be that way. The second one's gonna be reverse. Yeah, the third one's gonna be forward. The fourth one's gonna be... He's driving in reverse. You put it into drive and it goes really, really fast. Backwards. They just wanted to give themselves a challenge, that's all. Not only are we on stilts, but our reverse gear has multiple gears and it's very quick. Driving the Rolls Royce on the hood. I mean, that's carception, I guess. You wanna show people the interior of your car from the exterior, because a Rolls Royce, it's all about that comfort in the interior of the car and giving you that really nice ride. And so that's the highlight point, not really the exterior. So you have to show people the interior from the exterior in order to really give the people on the outside the full experience without having the experience. No, it makes sense. Backseat driver's wet dream. I'm pretty sure this isn't allowed. I can think of a whole bunch of problems with this. The biggest one being the visibility. Like, you can't really use your mirrors. They don't work for this. But I guess you have some body shields in case of any unfortunate accidents. You have 2 people up in front of you to just like take the impact or anything coming through the windshield, where you're more protected in the back. I mean, I will give you this. The central driving location, very much like the McLaren F1. I would love to, at some point in my life, own a car with a central driving position. I think that would be awesome. And this is the attainable way to do that. I mean, but also probably quite a bit of engineering to make this whole, maybe not that attainable, probably pretty expensive in a lot of hours. So you got to give them credit for that. They wanted the McLaren F1 experience. They got that, but instead of the people sitting behind you, they're in front of you. Genius. Absolute genius. Spotted in our local Walmart parking lot. I mean, it's kind of a cool way to have your license plate collection and not have to like mount it on the garage or something. This way you can have them with you as part of the car and you can show it off. Pretty cool. Also, definitely love putting stickers right in the middle of the windshield. But I will say, not entirely sure if it's legal to have a bunch of license plates on your car, because at that point it might be like, oh yeah, so you just swapped plates with another one earlier today, you just swap them out every now and again. You'd be like, no, look, these are meant to be like fenders. I can't just swap them out willy-nilly. Every single one has a purpose. It has a location. Also, they serve as body panels over here for where the rust has eaten away on the car. It's great. They do double duty. And then I also have a chimney stack out of my engine for some reason. I don't know if that's what's going on. Also concerned with the tire fitment, but yeah, it doesn't matter. License plates, very versatile. Pretty much just sums up this sub. All I could afford. I kind of love it, and I feel a personal connection here because years ago, when I was applying for the Ford GT, they had you submit a little video clip for it to go along with your application, and I said that I didn't have the first gen Ford GT because I was 13 when it came out, and I couldn't afford it. And it works! You guys are all vomiting right now, but my stupid puns and wordplay actually counted for something, so don't you dare insult it. I love this. All you could hear was scrapes, creaks, and fart sounds going about 15 miles an hour. It just looks like this poor car was parked on the side of the road and then a giant came and just stepped on it. And just like, oh, oops, what did I got car on my foot, and then just kind of scraped it off. Oh no, wait, why is the wing like bent? Why is the wing that way? Oh, it's because the giant stepped on it. I guess that makes sense. When the giant stepped on it, it just bent the wing down. And also, it just squeezed the exhaust tailpipe out. Like, that was normal before, but, the giant, like, stepped on it, and then it was like, it just popped out of the... You gotta be careful where you park, dude! And the top for the last month. Literally, why? What in the Florida? I love the camera work. It's brilliant camera work. Don't reveal it all at once. Just be like, okay, that's a weird exhaust. And then you do the full pan up and unveil. I gotta give kudos to the cameraman just as much as I have to give kudos to the person who did this to their car. That is great entertainment. If you're like tailgating, having some sort of get together outside with friends, safely in the outdoors, potentially socially distanced, who would not want to play some b-ball? I would be slightly concerned about the whole thing just bending over, because, I mean, how strong is that, really, if you just do a long shot, three-pointer in with a basketball and just hits the top over here, hits the backboard? Is that really going to stay in place if it does? It's genius, though. Absolute genius. I hope nobody pulls you over for it. I hope that if you do get pulled over, you can be like, yo, hold up. Before you give me a ticket, I challenge you double nothing game of horse. If I lose, twice as much for the ticket. I win, you let me go. All right? How could any cop turn that down? That challenge has to be accepted. I feel like that should be a law. That's it for the last month of Shorty Car Mods. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to check out our sponsor, the like button. Give it a nice big old click. I almost said kiss. You can kiss it too if you want. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, turn on notifications, check out the last Shorty Car Mods video over here, or just check the playlist for all of them forever and always, and get hype. Quality content. Okay, see you next time.